It's also an honor to be here with all of you, and thank you for the support that you provided this very important effort. In particular, I want to thank Jacob for the leadership that he's shown in bringing this digital nest to a reality. And thank all of you in this community for supporting this. And in the end, I guess I'm honored because in many ways what this digital nest is doing is the future. It's where we have to go. This is where education is going today. And sometimes it's tough to recognize the tremendous changes that are taking place in technology and in our society. But the reality is we have to, because that is the future. And it's also going to be what will determine whether or not young people get a chance to succeed in our society. As many of you know, I'm the son of Italian immigrants. And my parents, like millions of others, came to this country with very little money and very few skills and very little language ability. But a lot of hope about what this country could offer. I often used to ask my dad why he traveled all of that distance to come to this country. And I will never forget his response. It was because he said my mother and he believed they could give their children a better life in this country. And I think that's the American dream. That's what we all want for our children. And it's what, in many ways, drives this digital nest in the hope that we can give young people a better life. We're living at a time when I think in 2016, the reality is this country probably can go in one of two directions. We're all listening to the debate and the candidates that are out there. Some of whom are scary as hell. But it really does tell us that I think this country can move in one of two directions. We can be, I believe, very strongly an American Renaissance in the 21st century. This could be the American century. We could have a strong economy, young people who have the skills to be able to compete in that economy. We could have strong infrastructure. We could have disciplined budgets. We could have not only independent energy for this country, but the ability to deal with the impact of that energy on our climate. We could have a strong country for the future for our children. Or the alternative is we could be a country in decline. And the reality is if people who govern this country fail to govern and we continue to have dysfunction in our country and we operate like crisis after crisis, the reality is we won't deal with the issues that have to be dealt with in this country. And so to a large extent it'll depend on who governs this country in the future, whether they're willing to govern. And it also depends on how we educate young people and whether they are able to fully participate in our democracy. And that's what I think Digital Nest is all about. We've often said that education is about the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic. But I've often said that education is about 4 R's. And the 4th R is reality. The reality of the world that we live in. And the reality of this world is very much technology and changing technology. Listen, it's not something, frankly, I'm comfortable with. I was raised in the typewriter age, and I'm still trying to figure out how these damn things work. I keep calling people when I don't want to. And but it is what's happening. It is the future. And those who are able to deal with technology and those who are able to use it and use it effectively can have one hell of an impact in terms of our society. And so it's really critical that we have this kind of operation that is giving the opportunity to kids who otherwise would never have them. Young people that need to have those skills in our society. So that's the critical need. You're providing the tools that young people need in order to make sure that they can have a better life.